Hey guys, my name is Alex with Duffey Woodcraft and welcome to my shop. This is my 2025 shop tour. I wanted to show you what's new, what's old, and what I do here in my shop, plus what's upcoming for this year. Come along. All right, first up on the tour is my new storage system. This is a big 12-tote storage system that I just built last week. It holds 27-gallon totes from Home Depot, the new clear ones, so I can see everything that's in them. I used to have everything laid out on the floor in different bins, and it was just in the way. I couldn't move it around, and it was just constantly bugging me. Plus, I had all my show stuff leaned up against the wall, and it was just a mess. So this now solves that problem. Everything is easy to find. I can grab it on the go. All my show stuff, so my tables, my bookshelves, everything is up here ready to go. And it's on casters, so I can just easily move it around whenever I need to move it around. So super simple. All right, moving along. All right, so next on the tour is my kiln. I built this little sanitizer slash kiln last year. There's a video in the link description for this. But inside here, I have a whole bunch of wood and a heater, and it basically allows me to sterilize the wood so there's no buggies or anything in it from the free wood that I'll find. And then it also helps get it dry so I can ready to work with it. When I'm not using this as a kiln, I just throw some plywood on top, and this becomes a nice spot to have pieces drying with finish, or I can use spray lacquer here as well. All right, next up I have a Win scroll saw. I bought this for my wife because she was interested in doing some scroll work. However, it's too close to where I'm working or where the CNC is running, so it's really loud and it just doesn't work here. So I need to build some casters for this to move it around so that she can wheel it outside and use it when she wants it. I also have a California Air Tools compressor chamber pressure pot for when I do wood turning as well here. Next up is my dust collection system. So I have a Delta 2 horsepower dust collector. Got this off of Facebook Marketplace for $50, so you can't beat that price. Do I like this? No. It's not against Delta, I just do not like this style of dust collector. It's got the bag on it, which I cannot stand because they're really hard to clip on, and when you take them off, dust gets everywhere. I'm not a fan. I really want a canister one that I can put on casters and just roll out when I need to do it, but it is what it is, and it's what I've got for now. Part of that dust collection system is I have from Rockler the Dust Right. I bought some Dust Right accessories, and what I've done here is I've plumbed my dust collector to other tools. So this top one, I have a 2-inch hose that I connect to some of my rolling cart tools, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got a hose that goes to my lathe, a hose that goes to my bandsaw, and then another 2-inch that goes over to the scroll saw. What's really nice about this is you can just easily pull it off of one, move it onto the one you need, and go on. It's not as cool as a gate system, but it works for me, and it was pretty inexpensive. So my garage, if you've noticed, is a 2-car garage wide with 1 stall tandem back behind. So it's a 3-car garage, 2 stall wide, 1 tandem. And this wall wasn't here when we bought the house. I actually built this. So when I first started doing woodworking, I was doing lathe work. Dust would get everywhere, chips were flying everywhere, and my wife's like, I don't want my car getting dirty. So I built this wall to close off the woodshop at the time. Well, I've outgrown the woodshop, and now my wife can't park in the garage at all. Sorry, honey. Next up is my Rikon Bandsaw. This is a 14-inch bandsaw. I bought brand new last year from Rockler. I absolutely love this machine. It is phenomenal. It is really great for resawing, which is what I use it primarily for. So I can do bulk coasters and things like that, like bookmarks as well. So that's why I have a thick blade on it pretty much at all times. I do have in the storage cabinet back here, I have more blades for easy swapping out. The only downside about this machine is the fence. I'm not a huge fan of this fence system. Both of the nuts to hold it tight are up here. The problem with that leaves the back to easily wriggle out of place. You can see there's a little bit of give there. So I'll use a clamp and clamp it down. I honestly wish it had a 2-clamp system. I think that would have made it a lot better. So it is something I'm looking for a replacement for a third party for this, or figure out a different way to do it outside of just the clamp. But for right now, it works. So speaking of storage, I just put this all together a couple of weeks ago. So this used to be all lathe stuff. So I had some lathe sandpaper, my tools and everything was hanging from the wall. I just don't do a lot of lathe work anymore. It's more fun, but it's not my production stuff. So I needed a little bit better storage for this. So this is what I came up with. I have this shelf here. Again, the bandsaw blades on one side. This side I have paint. I've got my sanders over in the open compartment, along with some hand tools like this beautiful Bridge City hand plane that I got for my birthday from some friends. Thank you, Toby and Samari. Absolutely love it. Then I put this system together. It's easy, so I can grab and go things that I use regularly. So my drills, tape measures, everything I need there. And then I've got some paint storage back here for my spray paint. If you're a friend of mine or been watching my channel for a long time, you know I partner with NextWave for my CNC machine. So this is the powerhouse of my workshop. I use this every single day. Almost every single project I've made, some part of it comes off of the CNC. It is something that I started about 2 years ago with my very first small NextWave SD120. It's their 1 foot by 2 foot machine. I was making cribbage boards. I made probably 100 plus of them by hand using the Rockler jig and just going ahead and using the drill press to drill all 192 holes. Do not recommend doing that, but it paid for my first lathe and it paid for my first CNC. And so I bought that small one and very quickly fell in love with CNC work, realizing how much I can do with it and how much I could expand. And I very quickly outgrew it. So this past summer in June, I partnered with NextWave and ended up with this HD 520. I can't speak highly enough about NextWave. They are a phenomenal partner to work with. Evan and the entire team, thank you guys so much for everything you do for me. And I just love working with them. They're just phenomenal. And the machine I can't be happier with. So this is the 2 foot by 4 foot machine. Now most of my projects I do could be in the 2 foot by 2 foot range, but I do a lot of table legs as well, so I need that extra distance for that as well. I recently upgraded to the new 10-inch touchscreen controller, along with some some vacuum pods that you'll see some reviews of those coming up soon. Back here I have my commit to the bit storage section, and of course my NextWave banner. Next up is one of 2 workbenches here in the shop. This one is built in. I went ahead and built this when we moved into the house. Got a big chunk of Formica off of Facebook Marketplace for free. So that's the base of this. It has storage underneath, which I'll show you in just a sec. On top of this, I keep all of my CNC parts over here. I have a Win spindle sander. I actually really like this spindle sander. I use it a lot, especially for taking off any tabs of CNC parts like coffee scoops and whiskey smokers when I cut them out. Then I have over here my Rikon slow grinder with CDN wheels. That's for my lathe, for my sharpening my tools. And next to it, I have the Ryobi drill press. This is, I got free actually off of Facebook Marketplace when I got my second lathe, the Grizzly lathe. The guy was giving this away at the same time, so I picked this up. This is what I made all of those cribbage boards off of. It's an older machine, but it works great. So underneath the bench, I have my Festool dust extraction unit along with my Oneida vacuum cyclone bucket. For storage under the bench, I went ahead and labeled everything in these little buckets so they're easy for me to grab when I need them. I have my epoxy storage from Wisebond under here. Again, one of my partners. Absolutely love their product. I can't recommend it enough. I also have my California Air Tool compressor. That is the quiet one, which is really nice because it is actually very quiet. It is only the 4 gallon, but it does what I need it to do, which is just blow off some air here and there. Past the workbench, I have my miter station. This is the 12-inch Hercules miter saw and stand from Harbor Freight. Do not mock Harbor Freight, they make good tools. And then back here I have a Craftsman toolbox along with some other wood storage back here. So let's head back out to the main section of the garage for the rest of the tools and wood storage. Coming out of the back section of the shop, you'll have some wood storage here. This is what I call my shorts and turning section. So I have a bunch of little short cutoffs that I'll get like at local wood places like Gobi Walnut or Mark from Woodwind. And then I have my turning stock. So these are all little pieces of highly figured wood that I'll use from turning. It is a complete mess. Yes, I know that. I have a lot of wood right now because I overbought for the holiday season. So I don't have to buy anything for a while, which is great. Speaking of so much wood and wood storage, the back wall of the garage here, this is all wood storage. Right here is my offcut section. So this is all some exotic wood offcuts that I just don't know what to do with yet. So I have projects planned for those down the line eventually. And then I have all of these other lumber and longer stock that I have ready to grab. Hiding back between all of the wood storage is my finishing cabinet. So I've got my cabinet with all my maker stickers from Workbench Con. And then inside the cabinet, I have a few more hand tools, some Scotch-Brite pads, and then most of my finishing supplies like my hard wax oil and stuff is back here. Next up is the second workbench in the shop. This one's on casters, so I can roll it around whenever I need it. It also has some storage down below for some random items. And then I've got like chisels and sandpaper and everything in the drawers, so they're quick, easy access when I need it. I also have my mallet. I have a Rockler glue up pad to put when I need to do glue ups. And then I have a piece of carpet with some rubber on the bottom to keep it still for when I'm doing sanding and I don't want to scratch it up against the wood. The next cart is my small tool cart. This is where I keep my track saw. I have a router table down below, which is really sketchy. I need a new one. I have a belt sander down below as well. And up on top, I have my Jet 10-inch drum sander. I absolutely love this, especially for doing large amounts of sanding. It's really great. And then I have my Win planer. This is the 12-inch. I replaced the knives with a helical head, which works really, really well on this unit. It's actually, I do highly recommend this with the helical head if you replace it, because it's a great machine. Last, but certainly not least, is my 6-inch jet jointer. I got that again off of Facebook Marketplace. This one just for about $100. The bed needed to be refinished, which I went ahead and did. It's a little dusty at the moment, but a sturdy workhorse of a machine. Also from Facebook Marketplace. Do you catch a theme? I like the bargain hunt. My Delta table saw. This is the 10-inch Delta table saw. It's an older unit, but again, works great just fine. I do eventually want to upgrade to a SawStop or a Harvey, just for the safety features and for the durability of those machines. And that's my shop, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything I do here, all my tools, and the layout of how I make this little shop work. I know there are smaller shops and there are much bigger shops. This is mine. It works for me. I love it. It's my little fortress of solitude. So thanks so much for watching. I do have some new exciting things this year that I can't wait to share with you guys. I have some trips, I have some classes I'm teaching, things that are going to be really exciting for you guys to follow along this whole project with. So I really hope that you please subscribe to the channel, like these videos. It really helps my channel grow. Starting later this month, I have my new Gumball series. This is my random project series that you guys get to see start to finish how I come up with projects. So I have a project idea bin and I have a project modifier bin. I'll be spinning these and each one of them will pop out an idea and then a modifier for that idea. We'll go through the design process, we'll make the product, and we'll see how it goes. So if you have any project ideas or modifiers that you want to see in these videos, make sure you put them in the description below so I can get them added. But the first video will be coming up in a couple weeks. Again, remember, I have new project videos every 2 weeks. So I'll see you then with my very first Gumball series. Bye-bye.